The 30-day challenge is up, and I'm telling you the pros and cons of LG's flagship smartphone, the G2. I'm Aaron Baker from PhoneDog.com, and after 1 month of using this device, its knock-knock feature, and all the good stuff that comes underneath the hood, I'm telling you whether I'm going to use this device long-term as my personal device. Join me, and I'll tell you all the things you need to know in this final update video in the 30-day challenge of the LG G2. 30 days in with the LG G2, I'm rounding out my 30-day challenge and telling you the things I love and some of the things I don't love so much about LG's flagship device. All in all, this is a great smartphone. It complements the existing high-end lineup really well, and you've got a lot of choice here between the Moto X, between this, the Samsung Galaxy S4, the Note 3, the HTC One, the iPhone 5S. There's a lot of options on the market, and there's something for everybody, and it's really becoming increasingly tough to recommend one smartphone that's the best. It depends on what matters most to you. That said, the G2 is a fantastic contender in the high-end space. I love a lot of things about this device, and one of the big ones for me, the power button on the back, is a great location placement for the buttons, for the volume rocker and for the power button itself. I have no problems in my pants activating these buttons or anything of that nature, no problems whatsoever. A lot of questions about that on Twitter and on Facebook. A lot of people reached out and said, hey, does it activate itself when it's in your pants pocket, or does it rub up against the pants and activate the power button? Not at all. And even with, I'd say, pretty skinny jeans, what I call the cool jeans, no issues whatsoever with the LG G2's location of its power button and volume rocker. I like that a lot. The overall spec list here is fantastic. I like the 5.2-inch display. I think it's a great sweet spot for people that don't want to go Galaxy Note 3 or Sony Xperia Z Ultra size, but they want something that's big enough for content creation, a little bit bigger than the HTC One's 4.7-inch display, even a little bit bigger than the Galaxy S4's 5-inch display, and this is a nice medium for them. You still get that kind of tablet content creation feel, if you will, but without the big size and the big pocket, obviously the needed pocket size to go along with that. This thing is fast as well. First Snapdragon 800 based device to hit the market, followed up now with the Galaxy Note 3, but was the first on the market on multiple carriers, and it continues to be fast. I've had no issues whatsoever with the overall device. You can see it's very fast with little to no lag. Now this brings me to my last video where I talked a little bit about the overall speed of the animations, and it was really hard to convey on camera because it's not at all what I'm saying. A lot of people reached out and said, hey, you're saying this phone is too fast? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's not what I was trying to convey at all. This phone is very fast, and I think a lot of times the animations just get ahead of themselves, and much like a phone that lags and you have laggy animations and that's frustrating, sometimes I think there's an ideal speed for animations, and yes, I know you can tweak this in the developer settings, but for the mainstream consumer, when this phone comes out of the box, I think much like it's hard to have a device that's a little bit laggy, it's hard to have a device sometimes that's so quick that the animations are so fast you don't get that speed of, for example, the Google search bars you see there moving back and forth. I think much like, again, too slow can be an issue, too fast can be an issue there. That's really the one issue I've had with the LG G2. It's fast. The 3,000 milliamp hour battery continues to be good here. It's a nice balance between, again, the Galaxy Note 3's 3,200 milliamp hour battery, the Galaxy S4's 2,600 milliamp hour battery, the HTC One's 2,300 milliamp hour battery. I get fantastic battery life numbers here. I average between 13 to 15 hours with my what I would consider moderate to maybe low heavy use, and it charges fast as well. The sucker charges very quickly this morning. Forgot to charge it last night. I came into the office with 17%. I charged this for, let me think, about 20 minutes, and it's at 48% right now. So you can see how quickly that phone goes from 17 to 48%, and that's something I like a lot about this device. The knock-knock feature also really nice. I shouldn't have done that in the menu. Knock-knock to turn on and off. Fantastic for when you don't want to reach around and activate the power button. And there's a lot of goodies under the hood on this device as well. A lot of good software goodies, including some of the things we've seen on Samsung devices, things like, for example, we'll go to display here, Smart Screen and Smart Video. So you've got Smart Screen, which stays on when the phone detects your face, and Smart Video as well, so when you look away, it pauses the video, and you can combine this with some great accessories as well. Things like, as you can see here, we'll go down and take a look at the quick window case accessory options. Quick window case right here did not come out of the box, obviously, with the device, but you can get that quick window case and see stuff at a glance on the LG G2. It also looks a lot, functionally speaking, the user interface very similar to what you would see on TouchWiz, so perhaps you're coming from a Samsung device, you want something that's a little bit more compact like the Galaxy S4, but you want a feature set that's very similar to the Note 3. This brings a lot of that to the table. I think you might find somebody that says, hey, you know what, I'm debating between the Galaxy S4 and the Note 3, or the HTC One and the Galaxy S4 and the Note 3, and hey, I want that Snapdragon 800 CPU, but don't really want the size that comes with the Galaxy Note 3. I think there's a great medium here for having great specs, the latest CPU comparatively speaking, and still keeping it pocketable. I'll take a picture with the camera here and I'll bring over my shoe, closest thing I've got nearby, so I can take a quick image, snap that, and you can see here the colors are very rich, and granted I have light shining down because I'm shooting a video, but you can see the colors are very rich between the carpet, between the boot, and between the jeans as well. Very nice here. The optical image stabilization works well on the camera, is really a nice benefit on this device, and you get very similar editing options as well as other devices. Things like dynamic HDR, obviously, shot and clear, dual camera where you can use the front and rear facing camera, and more. So again, there's a lot to like about the G2. Am I going to use it as my daily driver? Like I said, no, but there's a lot to like about this device, and I would recommend it to anybody seeking a high-end Android smartphone. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for more on the LG G2. I'm on Twitter at PhoneDog_Aaron, and I would love to hear from you as to what you think about this device versus the One, versus the Galaxy S4, versus the Note 3, versus the iPhone 5S. Any of the hot high-end devices on the market, let me know on Twitter at PhoneDog_Aaron, on Facebook at Facebook.com/HiAaronBaker, or on Google Plus at gplus.to/PhoneDog. We're taking a slight break from the 30-day challenges after this one, but stay tuned. Got a lot of exciting challenges coming up in the not-too-distant future, along with other great content around the hottest smartphones on PhoneDog.com. So you're going to want to stay tuned, my friends. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.